Hello everyone, this is Brave Chicken Traders. In this video, I want to talk about 21 tickers that is on my watch list, and I'll talk about my trading plans for the coming week. Okay, let's get right into it. First ticker that we want to watch is ARRY. ARRY is a solar panel tracking system company. The reason that I chose this ticker is because there are two fundamental catalysts. The first one is on the Q1 right over here. Their Q1 was when they reported their Q1 result, it was really good. So the stock price went up and then it came down. And when they announced their Q2, which was really positive, the stock price went up again. And when as you can see on the weekly chart, we have resistance at $23.70. There's a resistance. But if you look at the daily chart over here, it broke out of this resistance and retested over here and started going up. But on Friday, when the whole market came down, so ARRY just followed suit and came down a little bit. But I still believe that it might have some more momentum. So I'm just gonna wait and see if it's gonna maybe retest over here. And when it shows some momentum towards the upside, then I'm gonna get in over here and put my stops loss below $23 level over here. Okay, because we have so many tickers today, I'm just gonna make it really brief. Let's move on to the next ticker, which is BUR. BURI is a legal finance products and services company. So they give a legal services, and also they finance legal lawsuits. They have a finance products too. And the reason that I chose this ticker is because, as you can see on the weekly chart, we had resistance at $14 level. We retested it and failed to break up. But recently, as you can see, it just went up really high. And on the daily chart, you could see that it really broke out of this resistance at 14 level. And it's just doing some corrections over here. And the reason that I choose this one, fundamental reason is because recently, BUR, company BUR, represented investors of YPF, which is a Argentinian energy company. The investors of YPF sued Argentinian government because they believe that when Argentinian government took majority shares and control of the company, they believe that it wasn't really fair. So they sued the Argentinian government through BUR. And I think when was it? Yeah, in September 8th, the court in New York announced that the Argentinian government should pay $16 billion to YPF investors. So that's a huge one for a BUR. So when the news came out, the stock broke out of this resistance, but it's going through some corrections at the moment. So, but I believe that it'll have some more upward momentum. Maybe it'll retest $14 possible potential support, and then it'll go up. So when you see the momentum over here, I think this is ideal entry, and put a stop loss maybe below over here if you want to be safe, maybe a little bit below than this a pivot points. Okay, Let's move on to the next ticker, which is Carvana. Probably a lot of people are familiar with this ticker. Carvana is an online used car company. They sell used car through online, and a lot of people know, Carvana is one of the meme stocks, but looks like it is making reverse head and shoulders on the weekly chart. Left shoulder, head, and looks like it's making right shoulder. It has been trapped in this channel for over a year, but looks like it's showing some upward momentum. And as you can see on the daily chart over here, it broke this downward like a trend line, and it looks like it's about to break this 56 resistance level. And one of the like a catalyst that Carvana might have upward momentum is that recently, United auto workers decided to go on strikes. So like a lot of people who who wanted to buy like new car, they couldn't get it. So which they turn to, yeah, they might buy used car, so they could work as a catalyst for Carvana. So there's some fundamental catalyst over here, and the chart looks like it's about to break this resistance level. If you look at the daily chart one more time, looks like it is making reverse head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. And if it's breakout, I think we'll have some upward momentum, especially because I believe that it has been shorted really a lot. Okay. Let's move on to the next ticker, which is DINO. DINO is an oil and gas refining and marketing company. And as you can see, oil and gas is a strong sector. And if you look at the weekly chart over here, we have a resistance at 59 or 60 over here, but recently it broke out of this resistance level and consolidating. It's pulling back a little bit. But as you can see, the oil and gas sectors are really strong. So I believe that it'll start start move upward in the future. So when you see the upward momentum, I think that will be the ideal entry, and put a stop loss over here. Well, if you really want to be safe, maybe just put a stop loss over here, but I think it might be a little too far from the entry. Okay. Let's move on to the next ticker, which is DK. DK is also belongs to oil and gas sector. DK is actually it's an oil and gas refining and logistics company. And recently, the oil prices went up. Gasoline and especially diesel has went up really a lot. So I think this refinery companies will have upward momentum. And as you can see on the weekly chart over here, we had resistance at $28 level. It went up, failed to break out of the resistance level, but recently it broke out of it and started consolidating. It's going to pull back a little bit, but I think soon it'll start move up over here, and we might retest $34 or $35 level, all-time high. So when you see the upward momentum, that's the ideal entry, and put a stop loss below the pivot points. Okay. Let's move on to the next one, which is FUTU. Futu is a online brokerage and wealth management company. I think it's a Hong Kong-based company. Brokerage and wealth management. Anyway, there's one catalyst for Futu, which is the Chinese government is trying to boost their economy, and they recently announced that they're gonna cut taxes on stock trading, and so Futu is a online stock brokerage company. So I think the news work as its catalyst. It's not a huge catalyst, but still it is a catalyst. And if you can see on the weekly chart, it has been trapped in this level over here, but looks like it's about to break out of it. It looks like the momentum is it's not so strong. So I don't know if the pullback or consolidation is over, it might come down a little bit more over here, but when it starts break out of this level, I think that's that'll be the ideal entry and stop loss below the pivot points in a way. Okay, let's move on to the next one. GES. GES is like a clothing company, apparel company. Has been trapped in this level below $24.70 over here. Has been trapped in, but recently it shows some great momentum. The part of the reason is that their Q2, their Q2 revenue and profit beat the expectation. That's why it made this huge move, but it has this resistance level and looks like just kind of pulling back. As you can see, the pullback is really gradual. So I think some people are just taking profits over here. So I believe that it's almost finished its pullback. So if it shows some upward momentum, I think that'll be the ideal entry, and you could put stop loss below the pivot points. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, not still familiar with this thing. Okay, let's move on to the next chart, which is IoT. IoT is, you don't know what IoT is, Internet of Things company. And IoT has two catalysts, which is their Q1 over here and their Q2 beat the expectations. Their Q1 and Q2 EPS and revenue beat the expectations. So the Q1 moved up high, came down a little bit. Q2 moved up high, but it hit the resistance over here at $30 and it started coming down again. But it looks like on Friday it made a doji candle. Let me just erase this one. It made a doji candle. So I don't know, looks like it's almost finished its pullback and might start going up again. So maybe come down a little bit, retest it, and if it moves up, and especially if IoT breaks out of this $30 resistance, I think it will have some more upward momentum. Okay. We have so many tickers, so we have to do it really fast. Okay, let's move on to the next ticker, which is OKTA. OKTA is Customer and Workforce Identity Platform. Recently, you probably heard about this news, a lot of casino in Las Vegas had a cyber attack, and like Okta is in cybersecurity and identity companies. It belongs to us like a cybersecurity sectors. So like I think like it might have some people are worried about like the cyber attack. So Okta might have some like a fundamental catalyst. And if you look at the weekly chart over here, Okta has been trapped in this channel. The resistance is at $86 and the bottom was $67. So it has been moving in this channel, but recently it shows some strong momentum. And the part of the reason is that they're like a Q2 over here with the expectation. That was the catalyst. So it moved up, but hit the resistance and came down a little bit. But if people are more worried about like a cyber attack, Okta could have some momentum and it'll start go up again. So when you see the upward momentum over here, that'll be the ideal entry and cross stop loss below the pivot points. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next ticker, which is OVV. OVV is oil, natural gas, and natural gas liquids company. And basically, it belongs to oil and gas sector, so which has shown some great strength. And as you can see over the daily chart over here, it made flag, the pole, and flag, and looks like it tried to break out of this downtrend, but fail. But it looks like it's consolidating over here. So if you in the coming week, if it breaks out of this downward channel again, I think that'll be the ideal entry, and you could put stop loss over 46. Well, if you want to be really safe, put a stop loss below this level, this support. But the chart pattern is really good actually, and the sector is strong. So I think like this could be, I think this is one of my like top 5 tickers for this week. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is PATH. PATH is a robotic process automation company. They this information. They also using AI to facilitate this automation process. You know, AI has been like a buzzwords these days. So I think like a path might have some momentum because of this AI boom. If you look at the weekly chart over here, however, like looks like this looks like Wyckoff's accumulation phase. We hit almost $10 level, but ever since then, it was just kind of moving upward. And on October 7th, they released their like a Q2, and their EPS and revenue beat the expectation. That's why it went up a lot. But it looks like it's coming down, pulling back, and might hit some moving average 10 or 20 over here, and they might start moving upward, and that'll be your ideal entry. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is S. S is SentinelOne. It belongs to cybersecurity. As I said before, like a lot of casinos in Las Vegas were hacked by some hackers, and just like Okta, like S might benefit from this, like a recent event, not recent event. And looks like if you see the daily chart over here, it looks like there's some resistance at $16 level. It tested it, failed, it broke out of it, but retesting is $16 level. So the resistance might turn into support. And if you see some upward momentum, that will be the ideal entry for this ticker. Okay. And next chart that we're gonna look at is TNGX. TNGX is a biotech company. They are focused on cancer drugs, I believe. And their catalyst is that like FDA recently cleared basically like they allow like the companies like a company investigational new drug application, so they could start, they initiate their phase 1 and 2 trials. So that was the catalyst. And when the news like came out, the stock shows some great upward momentum, and look at the volume over here, it's huge. But ever since that, it hit the resistance at $8.50, and it has been consolidating. And is this Monday? Yeah. And it shows some momentum and also like a move sideways, and it looks like it's about to break this resistance level over here. So when it breaks, maybe today or tomorrow, I'm gonna go in and put my stop loss a little bit under $7.80. Now this is really tight. It looks like, yeah. This ticker is also in my like a top 5 list. So pay attention to it. Okay. We have 3 more tickers. Next ticker is VKTX. VKTX is also it is like a biopharmaceutical company, and their catalyst is that they initiate their like a phase 2 trial for obesity drug. That was their catalyst. So when the news came out over here, you could see that it shows some momentum, but looks like it has resistance at $16. So when it tested it, it failed. But if you look at the candle, it was just kind of like coming down gradually. It's not like panic selling or anything. So I don't know, like it could go both ways. It could just move up today, maybe gap up, or it could just come down. So I think I talked about this like in my previous watch list. So if it breaks down this $14, maybe 30, 20, maybe even $14, and just get out of this trade. But if it breaks above this $15 and break this $16 resistance, I think it might have some strong upward momentum over here. Okay, and 2 more left. Let's move on to the next ticker, which is XPEV. Probably you are familiar with this ticker. It's a Chinese EV company. And in July, it shows some great strengths over here, broke out of this consolidations area and broke out of it, retested it, and looks like still it has this downtrend and just kind of dancing around in this area. But as I said before, because of the auto worker strike in the US, EV car maker, especially Chinese like EV car maker, could benefit from this like a recent development. So I don't know. If you look at the MACD over here, the momentum is not really there, and stochastic has crossed to downward. So it could go either way. It could just comes down and break this like a support level. Especially if the market comes down hard this week. But I don't know. It could just break out of this downward trend line and start goes up, at least test this level. It could go both ways. So like just be a little careful when you decide to trade this ticker. Okay. Let's erase this and move on to the next ticker, which is our last ticker. The last ticker that we want to talk about is XPR or XPro. XPro is oil and gas drilling company. They just give tactical solution in drilling, in oil drilling sectors. As you can see on its weekly chart, we could find resistance at $24 or $25 level. But recently, XPRO broke out of it with huge volume over here. Its average 30-day trading volume is less than 800,000, but on Friday it had 5.8 million shares were traded. So like the volume is really huge. So I think like it might have some great like upward momentum, especially the whole sector is very strong. So I don't know, it might come down a little bit, test this level at 24 and start to move up. So this ticker is also within my top 5 list. Okay, that's it for today. If you enjoy the content that I provided today, don't forget to subscribe and please hit that like button. I'll see you soon.